Or if we got the same answer, she's halfway there. All right, recording has started. So here's the bell work problem. This was taken from last year's TGA. That's why I have a star, because they're going to have one similar to this problem where you have to find the solutions to this equation. It gives the interval of 0 to pi. So we're going to use the general form. So there's this problem. It's kind of not really long. There's really two parts to it. Right. So first thing we got to do is pretty much just solve. So what do we do first? Divide by 2. Yep. Right. Now what do we do? Yep. Arc sine both sides. Okay. Now what? Now remember, Antonio, we can't divide by 4 yet. So this goes back to the lesson on the general form, solving for the general form of equation. Now this doesn't use those words directly, but it's implied here. And it's implied partly because we have the sine of 4x, so the k value is something other than a 1. So we have to use the unit circle. Yes. Yep. So we go to the unit circle. We want to know what is the radian where, remember, sine is y, where the y value is 1/2. So looking on unit circle, and we're not using the interval yet. So it uses the entire unit circle. The interval is only used in our last part of this problem. So we can disregard that for now. All right, so what are the two radians where y is 1/2? Yep, 5 pi over 6 and pi over 6. Okay, everyone sees that. Good, good. If you just use your calculator, you're going to miss one of the answers. So we have 4x equals pi over 6 and 4x equals 5 pi over 6. So this is where Caitlin got to. And then we need to set those up. So from that, remember, sine and cosine, those are, get the plus 2 pi n. If it was tangent or cotangent, it would be plus pi n. And that's because the period for sine and cosine and then secant and cosecant, they're all 2 pi, and then cotangent, tangent, that's just pi for the period. Now we divide by 4. Yep, Emily's correct. Divide by 4, I'm just going to kind of solve them synchronously. And this is what we get. So the first part of the problem is done. We have the general form of both equations. All right, so this, you know, and somebody who is very good about going through those learn modules, learn and practice problems. If you've seen a problem like this, but Chloe says, but do we still need to find general form if it gave us an interval restriction? Yes, only because we need that for the second part, which we're going to start right now. So in that lesson involving general form, n can be anything from 0 and up. N can actually be negative too. But because the interval is from 0 and up, 0 to pi, using values like n equals -1, and if we plug it into this general form, our solution will be negative, which falls outside of the restriction. So we start at n equals 0, and we just plug that into both equations. So, you know, I got pi over 24 plus pi times z over 2. Well, that just becomes, well, pi over 24. It doesn't change. Now, the question we ask ourselves is pi over 24, is that between 0 and pi? Yes or no, everyone? It is. Yes. So that's a valid answer. We're doing good so far. Okay. Then since we're solving them synchronously, let's go ahead and, we're plugging in 0 to the other equation we created. Well, we get 5 pi, well, because that one's easy. And the question we ask ourselves is 5 pi over 24, is that between 0 and pi? Yes, it is. So that's also a valid answer. All right. And now we go to n equals 1. And you can take a guess. We're probably going to plug in 1 into n. And then we go to our calculators that can just do the work for us. We type in pi over 24 plus pi times 1 over 2, and we hit enter. And what do we get? Everyone do that. I'm having you enter this just because to prove to yourself that you know how to enter this stuff. And when you're on your own doing your test or your quiz, you can do that too. And it helps us stay awake when you're actually doing something. Thirteen pi over 24 sounds good. Yep. So kind of going back to, I saw a question of why we were entering 0 for n. Well, so you have to go back to the lesson, and this is the general form. And n can be anything, negative numbers, 0, or positive numbers. And plugging any number in for n, and then finding those values like pi over 24 and then 13 pi over 24, for example, these are all valid solutions. So if you happen to remember, because it's a circle, right? We're doing rotations. So they're basically coterminal angles, right? When you do a full rotation, you're in the same place. It just looks different, the number. It's all about rotations. And then for trig, it's not necessarily rotations. It's more like it's the wave, right? The sine wave. You're going up and down. At some point, your y value is going to be the same over and over again, and that's really what's going on here. All right. So going back to this, when n equals 1, we ask ourselves, is 13 pi over 24, is that um, between 0 and pi? Yes. Yeah. Yep. So we say, all right, it is. All right. And then we plug in n equals 1 to the other equation. And we type those in. Hopefully you are all ahead of me. We're just going to kind of blast through this. And I saw some people put 17 pi over 24, and we ask ourselves again, is 17 pi over 24, is that between 0 and pi? And well, the answer is, well, yes. All right. Then we go to the next one. And so we keep doing this. N equals 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We type that in, we hit enter, and we get 25 pi over 24. The question now is, again, is this number between 0 and pi? Yeah, the answer is no. So 25 over 24 is like 1.0, I don't know. What is like 2? I don't know. 1.02 pi, which is greater than 1 pi. It's slightly larger. So the answer is no. So that's a sad face. We still have to plug this into the other equation because we could get a happy face or a yes for this other equation. Don't always assume that if the first one's no, the second one will be no. We plug that in, we get 29 pi over 24. That's like 1 point something also pi. And yeah, that is not between 0 and pi, which is our restriction for the interval. And if you get, no and no, there is no reason to keep going with n equals like 3 or 4 because this just keeps getting larger and larger, and we're just going to keep getting further away from 1, which isn't inside our interval from 0 to pi. So we get no, no, so we can kind of stop with the test, and we just write all 4 answers that we found. So this TGA problem that you're going to have, it really puts together everything that you learned from the general form of the equations, and to show if I didn't give you an interval restriction, we could go on infinitely, right? Like if I said the interval was from 0 to 2 pi for this problem, we would actually keep going. I don't know, maybe to like n equals 4 or n equals 5 is my guess. Probably n equals 4. That would make the most sense. But because it's from 0 to pi, you have to use that restriction to just check. So on your TGA, I don't think I trick you. I think I actually have the same interval restriction on your TGA that I do for this problem. But yeah, there you go. So that's what this problem is asking. I want this work. So on your TGA, if you want full credit, everything that I have on the screen would be considered full credit. If you give me just the answers, I'm going to mark the entire thing wrong. No work, no credit. I need to see how you solve this. And if there's no work, I don't think you did yourself. So there you go. How neat is that? Good problem, I hope. I think it's a good problem. I like it. Solve my brain. My big brain. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. This is actually a rather quick lesson. So this is 4.07. This is day 2 of 3. Heron's formula. So we are again, just like yesterday, going to calculate the area of a triangle using a different method. It's like the methods don't stop. We know so many now. This is also, so I think this is named after some Greek person named Hero Alexandria. So you might see it as like Hero's formula. So Heron's formula or Hero's formula, named after this person who figured this out. All right, being recorded. All right. Okay, so here is the formula. Remember, K is the area of a triangle. It equals to the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. And just like yesterday, lowercase a, b, and c, these are the side lengths, all 3 sides. And then your variable s, that's in here in 4 places. This is the perimeter of your triangle divided by 2. So, you add up all the sides and, divided by 2. So it's half the perimeter. That's what S represents. And this should be on your formula sheet that all of you downloaded off the OHS resources link in the class that I created for you in either PDF or Word format. Correct?
Yes, it is.
Ooh, my speakers are not coming through my headphones. Oh, because they're not plugged in. All right. Antonio, say something.
Hola.
All right. Hola. Let's do this. All right. Any questions? All right, let's do the first one together. We first need to find, what S is. So it's, remember, the perimeter divided by 2. So we just add up all three sides, divide by 2, and what do we get? 21. Yep, 21 sounds good. Next, we are going to use the formula and we're going to plug in everything. S is 21, A, B, and C. It doesn't matter what you call A, B, or C. You just need to just put a different side in for A, B, and C. So everyone do that. And then hit enter. And what is your answer rounded to the nearest tenth? We got 79.4. What else we got? So make sure you round to the nearest tenth. Well, okay, I see what you did there, Emily. All right, so 2 people agree, 3 people agree, 4 people. So we got 17 people in this, 18 people here, but only 4 are 5 people, 6 people are actually doing anything. 7 people. Now everyone's just putting 79.4 just to be part of the team. All right. Yep, I got the same thing. Show the setup. Very straightforward. Um, so really, you can just kind of go into typing it in here and just hitting enter just to go right to the answer. You don't have to, I just show the work as if I was doing it with just my brain. But then you come to radicals 6300 and then brain power is just not enough. So then we have to type it in. Right. Okay. Everyone try this problem here. I'll give you, let's see. Let's do minute and a half. Ready to go. Oops. Don't want 13 minutes and a half. So we'll do it in a minute and a half. When you finish, give me a happy face when you are done, and don't click anything else. All right, give me I don't know what do they call that, a face if you're still working on it, and then if you're not here, give me a sad face. 5, 6, 7. Let's see. Is that everyone? I wish I could vote. Not fair.
You're not 18 yet.
Uh, Yeah, because it includes me in this voting pool. Doesn't make sense. I would include me in the percentage, but not actually let me vote. I'm gonna guess some new row programmer doesn't know how to do math very well. All right. Okay, so what did all of you get for S? 17. Okay, and then what was everyone's final answer? 41 2. They got 2. Right. Questions on this problem? Nope. All right. Um, Everyone try this problem. You got if triangle YZX. I'm sorry, not if. In triangle YZX. X is 11, Y is 9, Z is 6. Find the area, round to the nearest tenth. Ready, go. Minute and a half. All right, when you are done, give me a happy face. Keep working, keep working. I really want everyone to have a chance to finish this problem up before we talk about it. We got time. Remember, if you are done, happy face. If you are still working, give me that, I don't know, unimpressed face. All right. So everyone is here. So one more time. Um, when you are done, give me a green check for this problem. Naya's still working. Virginia, are you still working? Julia, okay, Julia's back. Katie, are you done? Okay. Neuro stole a picture. What do you mean? That makes sense. The likeness is uncanny. All right. What did all of you get for your S variable? 13? Yep, me too. All right, these should be pretty quick. These shouldn't really take you longer than probably 3 or 4 minutes to do. All right, what is everyone's final answer? What's your K value? Just 27? Really? I didn't get 27. Oh, I failed. I probably did. I probably can't do math. Sounds like me. Wait a minute. Now I got 27 too. Everyone got 27. Nobody's on my side. 19.1, huh? Uh-oh. Maybe I just can't
It's
do math.
because the answer is 2 radical 182, and when you convert it to decimal, it's 26.98, so that's 27.
Hold up,
It's supposed to be 247, not 227.
What are you doing?
And
What
then
did I
it'll
do?
be radical 728. Because 13 minus.
Oh, I put 11 twice. Doesn't sound like something I would do wrong. Yeah, that's yeah. I can't draw a 9. I'm not using my Mac this morning. I didn't think I'd have this problem. There we go. So that should be a 4 right here. And then basically we're multiplying my missed answer by 2. So that's going to be 3, 6, 7, 28, I think. And which means this answer, it's just 27. Yeah, because I think you said it was like 26.98 or something, and then the 8 makes 9 go up by 1, which makes everything basically, well go up, right?
I got something different before converting it to the decimal. I got 2 radical 182, but when I converted to decimal, I still got to the 27.
Yep. You just hit that
Oh wait, never mind.
that button. So you're good, right? You're good.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, this one. It's our last example. Let's give a good old 4 minutes. How about that? Hopefully everyone can get this one done. 4 minutes, ready to go. I don't think so. I have. Oh, I didn't disable webcams this morning. Sorry. Slacking off this morning, guys. Usually I change all these permissions and disable webcams and.
I think I see what you did. You were probably thinking about this problem, last problem.
No, I wish that was the case, but I literally typed the side twice and the work, because usually when I do these lessons, I do everything in my head and I type it all out, and And then when I get to the point where I'm like, oh, my brain's not big enough to do this, I grab my calculator and I type stuff in. So I just, it's a copying problem. Well, I did show my work. That's why I typed it, which obviously typing math work is probably a really bad idea, because you're focused more on formatting than actually doing the math. Yeah. So ideally, you want to copy down the original problem on your paper. You then want to work it out by pen and paper or pencil and paper, and then once you actually work it through, then you go back and you type on the computer. No, I'm a rule breaker. Got about another minute left. Another 8 seconds. All right. All right. All right. What did everyone get for your S value? 11? 11? Lots of 11s. Let's see if. Yeah, 11 too. And then what is everyone's final answer? Final answer. About 22 twos. 222. Hey, me too. Me too. Then here, of course, is all the work. All right. Any questions on Heron's formula, aka Hero's formula? This is probably maybe the easiest lesson of the year. Maybe, I don't know. All right. Well, guys, another way to find the area of a triangle. So thanks for coming. And as always, I hope you learned something.